Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Story That I Made. Your host, DeadGator42. Let's begin. If you are wondering what the story is called, The Man Behind It All. Let's begin. Prologue. The Aftons bought a house on Derry Street. There was a father, a mother, 2 boys, and a sister, or little girl. She was the saint of them all. She was adorably cute and, well, nice. Unlike the other boys, who didn't get along, while her father, William, would like to work. He liked to work on animatronics, you would say. Their mother, Judith Afton. She was a sweetheart, a beloved wife, a beloved mother. She'd always help out and give questions and, the ordinary helping thing. But one evening, the boys were home alone while their sister and the parents were out. And, since they were home alone, they were not being themselves. Michael, the older brother, locked Gregory, the younger one, in his room and lying to him that his parents locked him in there because he wasn't being nice. But Gregory knew that Michael was the one who locked him in there. He took a foxy mask that he hid under his bed. But what he hadn't known is that his brother was hiding. Nor did he know the Fredbear plush that would sit on his bed was following him, you would say, with his eyes and speaking to him metaphorically. He said, "He locked you in here. You can't get out. There's no way of Gregory getting out of his room." But he tried to find a way. But William got a notice on his phone showing that Gregory was locked in his room by Michael and teasing him that he was adopted and scaring him. So William sent one of his prototypes, known as Endo, out of the house that he stored in his trunk. They stopped. They weren't even far from the house. They were only 2 minutes away. They could have driven back and handled the situation, but they didn't. He decided to let the robot handle the situation. He let it out. It walked and walked and walked to the house. But it smashed through Gregory's window, and Afton got a little upset about that one. He said, "Darn it! How could this gone so wrong?" But then Judith said, "It's all right, Michael." But William slowly looked over at her and said, "I'm not Michael. I'm William." And then she said, with confusion, "Yeah." "Wait, you are?" "Oh, yeah, that's right. Michael's our older son." And then William said with disappointment, "How could you get that wrong?" Then she said with total confusion, "You look identical to Michael." Or, yeah, Michael looks identical to you. Then William said with confidence, "Yeah, he definitely does look like me." But slow again. Time and time go on. The robot, or Endo, as you would say, wouldn't necessarily function right, but it unlocked Gregory's door. It took him about 11 minutes, but still. Gregory got out and was confused of where Michael was. Normally, Michael would always be in the kitchen making him a sandwich and apologizing that it was just a prank and he didn't really mean it. But this time, Michael was hiding. Michael was really not being himself. So, Gregory went back into his room, looked under the bed. Michael wasn't there. He went into Elizabeth's room. Michael wasn't there. He went into the living room. Michael was there, but he couldn't see him. He was behind the TV the entire time. And so, Michael popped out behind the TV and scared the living daylights out of Gregory. Gregory with a "ah!" and a Michael with a "ah!" Then Gregory said, "Come on, Michael, why did you do that?" Then Michael said, "Because, dude, it's funny. Just come on. I'll make you another sandwich. There was one laying on the table there for you, on the counter. You didn't see it?" And then Michael was confused why Gregory wasn't talking to him. And Gregory said, I didn't know that there was one on the table there for me. I didn't go into the kitchen. Then Michael said, I didn't actually make you a sandwich. I don't remember doing it. How is that sandwich there on the counter? Scratching his ear. Gregory went, Do you think somebody might have been in the house? Gregory said. Michael said, with absolutely no fear, said, Nah, it was probably one of Dad's endoskeletons. Who cares? He went to go eat it. But he started choking and choking. And Gregory said, Michael! Mikey, are you okay? And Mike pounded on his chest furiously, trying to cough it up. After he did, he yelled at Gregory, What did you do to this sandwich, dude? Gregory's scared. I didn't do anything to the sandwich. I didn't even touch it. I didn't even make that thing. And all of a sudden, a thud was at the door. A furious knock. Sounded like their uncle. Sounded like a familiar knock. Michael said, Do you think that could be Uncle... What's his name again? Do you remember, Greg? Greg said, No, I don't remember who that... I know... He works with Dad. It's Uncle... Don't remember. Could it be... Well, Dad's name is William. How about, is it Uncle Mark? Said Greg. I don't think it could possibly be Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark's out of town. He's been out of town since we moved here. And Grandpa's still down the street from us. Yeah, you're right, Michael. Grandpa is down the street from us. But it couldn't be him. And it couldn't be Mark. Oh no. It's me, said a voice out the door. Chapter 1. After the sound at the door, Michael and Gregory were scared for their lives. They hid behind a closet after the door burst open, still on its hinges. Michael found a baseball bat in the family closet. So he told Gregory to stay in the closet. Stay here. I'll be back. Just make sure you don't make any noises. I'll be right back. Just promise me you won't move. Michael said. Okay, Dad. Wait, why did I call you Dad? I don't know, twerp. I know I look exactly like Dad when he was like, what, in his 20s? Dad is in his 20s. Oh, yeah, that's right. But who could it possibly be? Nothing, twerp. I'm sorry, but if I don't make it, if I scream, there's another baseball bat right there. So if I scream, grab that baseball bat, run, and come and save me. Okay, Mike. Alright, little bro. I'll see ya. Mike ran out of the closet, furious, with the baseball bat in his hand, ready to strike. But, for it was their Uncle Mike at the door, he said, Hey, slow down, Mike. It was just a prank, dude. It was just a joke. Come on. How could you and Gregory fall for that? Trust me. I just came over here because, well, your dad asked me to come here, and it seems like you guys needed some help. You didn't know where that sandwich came from, so I know I didn't make it. I know I didn't do anything else. Well, I don't know what we're gonna do, because me and Gregory were just scared for our life. We didn't know it was you. We didn't know who it could possibly be. Trust me. It's fine, Mikey. Don't worry. I gotcha. Laying his cup on the counter of the coffee table. Uncle Mike, if I was you, I wouldn't want to put that there. It's about to spill. So then he moved the cup. So after they put Gregory to bed, Gregory said, Do I really have to go to bed? I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I don't have school. What are we doing tomorrow? Said Gregory. Michael looked at him. Well, we're going on a vacation with Uncle Mike and what's her name? Aunt. What's her name? Aunt Martha? Yeah, Aunt Martha, sure. We could. Yeah, we're going on a vacation with them. Dad said it was okay. Um, so that's what we're doing tomorrow, I guess. So you gotta get your sleep. Uncle Mike said it was okay for me to stay up. He said you could stay up if you wanted to, but I assumed you'd be tired. Yeah, it's fine. Hey, when's my birthday party? Oh, you don't remember? We set it up for last week. Are you silly, dude? What you got up there in your noggin? Said Mike, being all silly. Michael looked at Gregory. Greg gave him no response until earlier. Oh, yeah. Um, well, I guess could possibly, yeah, I know. I guess it's gonna be in 2 months. No, you silly goose, said Mike. It's in 3 weeks. It's not gonna be 2 months, it's gonna be 3 weeks, okay? We're gonna only be on vacation for 3 days. Because Friday is Father's Day, and then you got the rest of the day on for vacation to ourselves, and me and you could possibly hang out and do things until the party. But the Fredbear plush on the floor in the corner of the room said, I have a bad feeling about this. And so Mike closed the door and gave Greg a big hug after closing it. Then he opened up back up and went downstairs. And after that, well, terrible things started happening that night. Mike and Mark were sleeping, but also awake at the exact same time. Gregory started having these terrible nightmares. But there were nightmare versions of his plushies. Like Freddy. There was a nightmare version of him with 3 small miniature versions of him sticking out of him everywhere. And Chica. Her cupcake was no longer in her hand on a plate. It was on her shoulder. It would move individually. Foxy hiding in his closet with razor-sharp teeth, missing the fur on his snout, and a longer hook and a venomous tongue. Bonnie missing his guitar, and more demon looking. Then, after Foxy gave him a good scare, Gregory woke up with fear and said, Is it all real? Where am I? He realized he was in his room. He ran downstairs, crying. He woke up Mike and Mark and said, I had a terrible dream. My stuffed animals came to life. And they looked like they were possessed by demons. And they were trying to kill me. And Mike said, It's gonna be okay. In response from Uncle Mark he said, It's alright, little buddy. You're just having a bad dream. So he sat downstairs with both of them until he fell asleep on the couch. They both said, both Mark and Mike said, What are we gonna do with Greg? Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with the little fella. Him having these nightmares. There's no way we could do this. There is no way he can be having these nightmares every night, dude. Mike responded, he doesn't have these nightmares every night. He only has them. This is the first time that he actually had them. Mark said, taking a big gulp of his drink. Well, what do you want us to do? There's no possible way of us figuring out how he's and figuring out why and how he's having these nightmares. So Mark and Mike carried Gregory back up to bed. And he said, yeah, this guy is getting way too heavy for us to be carrying. I don't know how Mom and Dad do this crap. He's too big. He's too heavy. He's just, even though he's little, he's still a little heavy. And then they heard Afton, Elizabeth, Susan, or whatever their mother's name is, because she fairly, Mike, Mark, we're home, William said. Bring Gregory down here. He might like what I have, even though Gregory was asleep. He woke up to a furious thump from his nightmare. So then he fell on the step, the very third step, and he slid down the rest. And William, with a surprise, he rushed towards him and said, Gregory, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, Dad. Oh, thank heavens you're okay, Greg. I don't know what I could do without you. But I got you a little something. It wasn't no animatronic, nor was it a plushie. It was something far more different than any other. But what he didn't know was that the endo went missing after unlocking Gregory's room door.